Kaesora, Sora, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Kaesora, Sora. Good, that was terrible. Hello, internets. We're in Kaesora again, not Kaesora. And on top of that, I am the man who knew too little and not the man who knew too much, at least regarding all things EverQuest. Someone in game just recently gave me a pro tip on how to change these pesky F9 settings, and I will be doing it pronto. So the footage later on should be less jarring and all over the place as far as the point of view is concerned. Anyhow, we're still here. We're still battling on, still forging away at these mobs, and this time we're gonna get the big daddies. We're gonna take them all out. And it should be very interesting. Got the same group mates as last time as we just continued on, soldiered on. I think we went on for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Quite good. I don't know, it's all kind of foggy. It might have even been more than that. And that is a curious surname. Has the biggest balls. Well, I'm not going to argue that. Although maybe ogres or trolls would have even bigger ones. I don't know. Brass balls. What is that? What is that film with Alec Baldwin in it? I forget. He's like a realtor or something. It's pretty famous. I forget what she's called though. Oh well, doesn't matter. No more movie references. And well, we're going to continue on here and see if I can't get some good pulling experience going on. We're going to have Zalgas pop up here in a few minutes. I think once or twice. So that should be interesting. At least I believe so. I wouldn't have edited this Kaesora footage without him in it, I don't think. Unless I was completely out of my gourd, which, well, sometimes I am, but I'd like to think I have at least enough common sense to be able to leave the named mobs in, and so we'll find out. But I'm hasted and I'm buffed to the brim. Everything is going well, and I believe everyone has their timers set. All the buffers have their timers set. That's always pretty interesting. I don't know if there's actually an in-game timer setting. I don't know, some kind of program for that would allow people to know exactly when their buffs are about to fade. I do know that people have egg timers, and they have them on their desks, or they'll have stopwatches or cell phones that beep off and all kinds of stuff like that. I'm probably going to get back into that one of these days, rather than later, as I'm looking to start up my old alts again. I have a cleric. I'm around level 13 and a druid, and as we are nearing the end of this Path to Grandmaster series, I want to go ahead and get started on some other stuff soon enough, because it's a vast game and very different from different classes, the different perspectives, short, tall, whether or not you're able to solo well or not. There's different mechanics, obviously, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm not quite sure which one I'll choose. I have a druid and I have a cleric, and well, a cleric would afford a lot better point of view, I think. I'd have front row seats to some really cool fights, and I wouldn't have to worry about camera angles too much, because I'd just be sitting right there in front of everything. So that is definitely a positive to the cleric class. And I have played them before, so I wouldn't look like such a boob. But, well, you can't really overlook druid ports. You just can't do that. And they are really good at soloing as well. Kind of hard finding groups sometimes. I'm on at different hours all over the place. Not really very consistent, so we're gonna find out what exactly I'm gonna choose. But hopefully I'll be able to play with some of you online. A couple of you have jumped onto this server and started up and already leveling, and some of you have already out-leveled me. It's pretty embarrassing, but well, that's just how things work. Can't really question too much. I guess it's just a matter of skill and who's a veteran and who's not. Anyway, somebody just taunted the Zalgas. Not that you really can't taunt an NPC unless they're actually spawned, but they basically tried some kind of superstition. I've certainly shouted at the Phantom AC, the Ancient Cyclops, that refused to spawn, and occasionally it actually did work. I think once it was pretty stupid. I was like just kind of losing it, and I quoted a Phil Collins song. I know it's not the highest point in my life, but it was very much can you feel, or not can you feel it, can you feel the love tonight from Lion King. No, that's not Phil Collins, but it's equally as awkward a song. I could feel it coming in the air tonight, and right after I typed that out when I was duoing with the Ranger from previous footage, the Ancient Cyclops popped up, so it was pretty funny. Later on we kept trying to use those lyrics, but they just didn't work. It was just a fluke. But anyhow, hopefully Zalgus will pop up here soon enough. I really don't remember if he's going to be showing up soon or later. But regardless of that, we're going to continue to mow down these mobs in short order. It's a very good makeup for this group. Everything's pretty much there. Uh, although it would be nice to have an enchanter because, well, crack is a good thing, at least in this game. You can't really overlook clarity, breeze, what have you. It just really is really invaluable, and I'm sure I'm going to be looking around for it, skulking the hillsides for it when I'm on my cleric or my druid. So I've forgotten how bad it is to have mana, and also how good it is. But when you're out of mana, it just sucks, and you have a lot of downtime. And I've forgotten about that. So I guess I'm going to find out soon enough the woes of the caster classes, even the priest classes. So we'll find out soon enough, but for right now, we're still going strong with the monk class, and, well, it is definitely getting more doable for me, I think. And you'll notice down my voice. God, I don't know what that was. I don't think that was a frog. It was like a dry patch. Wow. Okay, well, I think I'm getting over my bug. Anyhow, yeah, you'll notice in the corner there's that gap, and I'm now using that to look and see if the mobs have spawned down there, rather than falling down there directly. I did fall down there once or twice, but Trude, our rogue in the group, went ahead and kind of gave me a little clue there. He said, hey, just go ahead and give her gander instead of running downstairs and wasting precious, valuable seconds, so that you can just pull, you can double check and make sure that there's nothing down there. That was a nice little pro tip from him. And I don't know if I've seen him recently. It's kind of sad. A lot of these people I haven't seen for a while. Of course, I can't slash who all everyone. I've met a lot of really cool people in this game, and I'm sure they're progressing much faster than me. So, c'est la vie, I guess. These things happen. You can't really control everything. You gotta try to keep up with the pack, and if you can't, you're gonna fall behind. And it's just natural order. Can't get angry with it. Uh, anyhow, I'm gonna try to catch up with them, and eventually I will, obviously, because 60 is the cap. We're not gonna go any higher than that, thankfully. With only the 3 expansions for this server, Velios being the last one and the one yet to come, can't really expect anything more than level 60. Although some people are vying for some Luklin action, that is yet to be seen and or talked about. We'll find out eventually, I suppose. Anyhow, enough speculating and all that nonsense. I'm gonna try to figure out what I'm gonna do for classes. I also want to focus on, I mean, as far as alts are concerned and future footage. I also am kind of curious as to maybe what other things I could do, because a lot of this is about, well, about kind of the longevity of things, how things don't last. As we found out with original EverQuest, things change, and I suppose this server won't be around forever, obviously. Uh, if it is, that's pretty interesting. I guess it is a good enough game for people to be playing it even 1,000 years from now. I don't know. It'll be a really vintage game. But anyhow, I want to have some kind of footage so I can look back on later and kind of not really have nostalgia for, because I don't really fall into that category. But just to kind of look back on and go, oh, interesting, that's what I was doing, and hey, I remember that. That was pretty cool. So I was thinking about maybe giving kind of a walkthrough of each city, or doing some kind of in-game newbie footage, just random stuff. I kind of want to have some naked newbie races like they used to have on Tunar, and I'm sure on plenty of other servers as well. You go from, like, I don't know, Akanon all the way to Kinos, and you try not to die, and whoever wins gets this prize or something. I don't know, those were always hilarious because you see all these dead gnomes everywhere. And there's plenty of other things as well that could be done that kind of strike that similar tone of original EverQuest. And I don't know why people haven't done it recently, or even in the past. Maybe I'm just not aware of it. Maybe people have done it, and it's old news, but I'm just not aware of it. I'm out of the loop, apparently. And if I'm not, we need to get on top of this. Because, well, it's not really great to relive the past entirely. You got to do new things, but sometimes, for old time's sake, you gotta jump on and do the old bandwagon thing again. You gotta pick up the old trends and refurbish them and reproduce them in some kind of fashion. And well, that's just classic anyway. You can't really argue with that. And maybe I'll make some some gnome-shaped cookies, barbarian-shaped cookies or something. I don't know. I got to get my baking skills up. That is one of the most tedious things in this game is trade skills. And I fell, but got a mob down here, so that's fine. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull them up to the top, and thankfully not have any other ads. Still broken up down there, but we have a mob up here as well. I guess I just wasn't really paying too much attention. So we've got two. Hopefully we'll get some crowd control going on here. And accidentally inspected that guy. That happens. That is pretty interesting, people getting upset about it. I have not actually incurred that in this game so far, so maybe people just understand that I accidentally do it, but I don't mind if they do it to me. But it's another really interesting thing is that in original EverQuest, when you inspected someone, I believe you could actually hold right-click down and look at their item and see all his stats. Well, on this server, you can't. At least not with the interface that I'm using. You just see the item, so you can't really get all the information you want. You can go look it up online and all that stuff, but by the time you're done doing that, the person's gone. So you can't, ask them about it or hassle them if that's your thing. If you're about kind of lording over people with all your fat loots, that's not my bag. But yeah, that's a difference. That's definitely a difference in this game. That's very noticeable. And I kind of like that. I don't want people looking at my stuff all in all. I don't want them, searching me. It's kind of like going on an airplane and getting patted down, by security. Not my favorite thing in the world. So I can kind of understand that perspective. But that said, it's just a game. And well, it being just a game, I'm still pulling. And God, where is this Zalgas guy? He's really rare, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I spliced little parts of it together at the end where we got him to spawn, and I just went, okay, well, we'll just put it in sequences. We'll find out. God, I really hope I included it. I better have. Oh, jeez. If not, I'm going to have to go looking through all this other footage I have and sort through it and try to find it. But I imagine he's in here. I have faith in myself. I wouldn't have done that. You can't have a second part of Kaesora and then leave this out. Leave out the main mob. Why people go here, and they go here to get the half of the key to Howling Stones. I got to get the other half, the Jade Procti Fraud or whatever it's called. I can never pronounce it or remember how it's spelled. But anyhow, I'm going to get that done soon enough. I should be able to solo that Sarnak or Cly or whatever it is in Lake of Omen soon enough. So maybe we'll get some Howling Stones footage, some Charasis. I believe that's what it's called. It's the actual name of the zone. It should be pretty interesting. There's a lot of really good loot there. So yeah, I won this slash random 100 and got a little spine piercer thingamajig. I think I just vendored this item, or maybe I gave it out to a newbie. That's what I probably did. Yeah, I did the good thing. I paid it forward. I did. I'm a Haley Joe Osment guy. I don't know. It sounded right to say, but now it just sounds really awkward. Well, pretend like I didn't say that, and let's just move on from the awkwardness of all of that. But yeah, it is definitely a classic server. I hear occasionally people, bemoaning the fact that there is no bazaar. Now, I never experienced the bazaar, but speaking from just kind of a biased point of view, I really did like EC and Cafe Mart and even North Freeport, as we had all three of those zones as auction zones on Tunar server. And I don't know, they're more like mom and pop stores of EverQuest. And when the bazaar came along, from what I've heard and from people's random lamentings, it was like Starbucks or Mickey D's moved in and totally undid the mom and pop shops. You didn't have that kind of unique touch that was there when there was Cafe Mart and whatnot. And I like that. So I'm very happy that this server at least has East Common Lands, even though it doesn't have necessarily a big booming economy in Cafe or in North Freeport. You do occasionally see a few auctions, so you take your good with your bad. You can't have everything your way. If I could, I'd have all the zones filled with just auctions all the time. But well, not all the zones, just those three. And anyhow, we got Zalgas up here. That's definitely a good thing to see. I'm glad that was in this footage because, well, you can only kill so many of these mobs before it's like, okay, well, we've seen this before, man. It's nice that you're showing every single kill, but we want to see some action. We want to see something different. and this is definitely different. It's a spicy, spicy kebab of difference. Uh, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. I'm pulling stuff out of my arse now. But yeah, Trude is still taking aggro. He's still out DPSing me. It's crazy. I don't know what he has for weapons. I should. Well, I don't even know how to look that up. I'm not really up on my rogue weapons information, or most any other information for that matter. But yeah, we laid him to waste. We laid that bastard down, and you stay down. And now we're gonna take out this guardian here. These are pretty easy, and they look kind of cool. They look like those librarians. Librarians, God. It's like somebody from a different country. Libyans, they look like those librarians in. Oh, I don't even remember what zone that is in. It's a Canark zone. There's a librarian there that looks like one of these ghostly Ixars, these apparitions. Anyhow, I'll have to look that up later and go to that zone and kill those librarians. I don't even think they drop any books, which is kind of weird. You'd think that they would loot books specifically, and whatever else librarians keep on their persons, pens, and maybe a pack of cigarettes. That is weird that they don't have any smoking items in this game. Maybe they're trying to keep people from doing that, but they do have a smoke shop in Halas, and they have a kind of a Irish theme to the whole city there, and a couple Easter eggs of named people that are in this, or that created this game. I believe one of the shops is called McQuaid's Smoke Shop or something. I don't know. It's something like that, and it's named after Brad McQuaid, which most of you are familiar with that name. And yeah, I don't know. It would have been kind of cool if they made a smoking pipe for like shamans or something and had plus wisdom, but it took down your charisma a little bit or something. Just something. It'd been kind of cool, and it could have a little smoke effect that torches have, so it kind of lingers and traces after you as you run through a zone. That'd be kind of cool. I could go for some of that. At least they could have done is maybe thrown that into some kind of I don't know, some kind of GM event. Anyhow, we got some loots here for the Howling Stones. It's very cool, and people are gonna loot up and gonna keep killing some more mobs. The clerics this time got their Zalgus fangs, and well, we got some more people on the way. Kind of spoiler, but everyone got a key. Everyone that needed one, because I believe a few people already had theirs. But everyone got a fang. So most of these people probably made their way to Howling Stones already. I got a whole arse and get there. I hear it's a very cool zone. A lot of good bard items there, and I don't know if there's any monk equipment specifically. Probably not. I wouldn't think so. But you never know. It's always worth to show up. It's always worth showing up. God, I can speak English. It's always worth showing up anyway. I'm not really all about the loots. I'm about the experience, and not experience as in leveling. I just mean like the actual experience of playing the game. But yeah, we got Zalgus here again. Now he's a yellow con, so that is what, he's about level 40 or so. Sounds about right. And well, we're still gonna beat him down nonetheless. And I'm holding aggro for once. Trude is not gonna take it from me. I should actually be using disarm as well to kind of hold it, to keep aggro on me, so that the healer can just focus on all my hit points. But seems like I'm holding steady so far. Not too bad. Gonna take him down. Now this is actually the church inside of this zone in Kaesora, and I'll leave a link below to showing the kind of map structure where it is exactly, in case you want to show up here and try the very same thing. And it's not very difficult as long as you have a solid group like we have here. Definitely got to have your heals, and it would have been nice to have an enchanter, I think, but you can't get everything you want, like I've said. It's just not gonna happen. But anyway, we're gonna finish up a few of these mobs here, and I actually am gonna end up winning this random 100. Me and I believe the ranger. I think so. I think that's the case. I'm kind of foggy on all the I'm kind of foggy on all the specifics, but we'll see. Anyhow, that about wraps it up. We're gonna move on to some other zones here soon enough, and I'm gonna go ahead and give a quick shout out to Carmen, spelled like karma. He's jumping on this server and playing. I believe he has a what is it, an erudite necromancer? A lot of necromancers on this server. A lot of people that have messaged me in game that watch are necromancers. Very good class I cannot play. A little too complicated for me, but as you can see, I just dinged there, and so everything is just coming together nicely. I got some loot and I leveled up, so that about wraps it up again. And thanks for watching. stay tuned. We've got a lot more in store, and hopefully no deaths.